Ever pondered why the pen holds such significance in the Quran? Welcome to the world of Surah Al-Qalam, the 16th chapter of the Quran. Named after the Arabic term for the pen, this surah holds a unique place in the holy text. Situated in the 29th part of the Quran, Surah Al-Qalam is a Meccan surah, revealed during the early stages of the Prophet Muhammad's mission. The surah is known to embody strong moral teachings, addressing issues of ethics, justice, and the human tendency towards vanity and arrogance. The surah gains its name, Al-Qalam, from the divine emphasis placed on the pen as a means of education. The pen symbolizes knowledge, wisdom, and the power of communication. It is a reminder of the importance of learning and the dissemination of truth in Islam. As we embark on this journey through Surah Al-Qalam, we will uncover its profound teachings and timeless wisdom. Let's delve into the verses of this intriguing surah, shall we? The surah begins with a strong statement, swearing by the pen. We find ourselves plunged into a universe of profound wisdom and divine assertion. The Almighty swears by the pen, a symbol of knowledge and enlightenment. This is not just an oath, but a testament to the immense value of wisdom and learning in Islam. As we delve into the first 16 verses of Surah Al-Qalam, we uncover a treasure trove of lessons and insights. These verses engage in a fierce defense of Prophet Muhammad, refuting the disbelievers' accusations and painting a picture of his unwavering steadfastness in the face of adversity. In the opening verses, Allah reassures the Prophet that he is not, as the disbelievers claim, mad. The Almighty affirms his sanity and promises him a never-ending reward for his commitment and patience. This sets the tone for the rest of the surah, establishing the Prophet's credibility and divine backing. In the following verses, Allah admonishes the disbelievers, specifically addressing one individual who is described as harsh, prosperous, and arrogant. This individual, it is implied, is a stark contrast to the Prophet, who is characterized by his humility and sincerity. The surah then takes us through a powerful parable of the owners of a garden who failed to give the poor their due, resulting in the loss of their garden. This is a clear warning against arrogance and greed, reminding us of the temporal nature of worldly possessions. In verse 16, we see a shift in the narrative as Allah turns his attention back to the disbelievers, promising them a severe punishment for their arrogance and disbelief. This verse serves as a stark reminder of the consequences of turning away from divine guidance and truth. Throughout these verses, the surah expertly interweaves the themes of truth, patience, and faith. It defends the Prophet against the baseless accusations of the disbelievers, while simultaneously admonishing the arrogant and the greedy. It serves as a reminder that wealth and prosperity in this world are fleeting, and that true success lies in humility, charity, and unwavering faith in Allah's wisdom. These verses also underline the significance of the pen as a symbol of knowledge and learning. They reinforce the idea that knowledge is a powerful tool capable of dispelling ignorance and falsehood and establishing truth and justice. So, as we navigate through the verses of Surah Al-Qalam, we are constantly reminded of the values that form the bedrock of Islamic teachings. They urge us to reject arrogance and greed, to uphold truth and justice, and to place unwavering faith in Allah's wisdom. These verses remind us of the importance of truth, patience, and faith. Moving forward, we come across a parable. This parable, nestled within verses 17 to 33 of Surah Al-Qalam, paints a vivid picture of the owners of a garden. These owners, steeped in arrogance and greed, vow to pluck the fruits of their garden at dawn without saying, "If Allah wills." They were so sure of their power, so confident in their control over their surroundings, but as the verses reveal, they wake to find their garden ravaged, their fruits gone. This is more than just a tale of a garden lost. It's a metaphorical representation of the transient nature of worldly possessions and the power of divine intervention. The garden owners' failure to acknowledge the power of Allah's will led to their downfall. Their arrogance clouded their judgment, their greed blinded their sight, and in the end, they lost everything they held dear. The verses go on to describe the owners' regret. They turn to each other in despair, realizing their mistake. They understand, albeit too late, that their arrogance and greed led them astray. They recognize that they strayed from the path of righteousness by not attributing their success to Allah's will. This parable serves as a potent warning to disbelievers. It's a reminder that arrogance and greed can lead to ruin, that acknowledging the power of Allah's will is paramount. It's a lesson about the transient nature of worldly possessions, about the importance of humility and gratitude. It's a call to remember that everything we have is a gift from Allah, and that we should always say, if Allah wills, when planning for the future. This parable, much like the verses that surround it, is steeped in wisdom. It's a cautionary tale that speaks volumes about the importance of humility, the dangers of greed, and the power of Allah's will. It's a story that encourages introspection, that prompts us to reflect on our actions and attitudes. This parable is a stark reminder of the consequences of arrogance and greed. Let us remember this parable, let us heed its warning, and let us strive to be humble, grateful, and mindful of Allah's will in all that we do. As we reach the final verses, we find reassurances and warnings intertwined. We are now delving into verses 34 to 52 of Surah Al-Qalam. There's a certain depth and intensity to these verses, as they weave a narrative of reassurance for believers and caution for those who choose to turn away. Beginning with verse 34, we see a challenge being posed. Indeed, for the righteous with their Lord are the gardens of pleasure. This verse assures those who lead a righteous life that their rewards await them. It's a promise of the divine, a pledge of the gardens of pleasure, a metaphor for the highest form of eternal happiness, peace, and contentment. Then we come to verse 36. What is with you? How do you judge? The verse questions the judgment of those who reject the divine messages, urging them to reconsider their perception and understanding. It's a stark reminder that our judgment, our understanding, can sometimes be flawed, and it's essential to seek truth and guidance. Next, we have verse 42. The day they are dragged into the fire of their faces, taste the touch of hell. This verse paints a rather vivid picture, doesn't it? It warns those who deny the divine truth of the severe consequences they could face. It's an admonition, a wake-up call, urging individuals to reflect, reconsider, and reevaluate their actions and beliefs. Verse 45. And we are most knowing of how they listen to it when they listen to you and when they are in private conversation, when the wrongdoers say, you follow not but a man affected by magic. This verse highlights the divine omniscience, the all-knowing nature of the Almighty. It reassures believers that their faith is seen and acknowledged, and warns those who conspire in secret that their words do not go unheard. As we move towards the end, verse 52 stands out. So leave them and wait. Indeed, they are waiting. This verse addresses the Prophet Muhammad directly, advising him to patiently endure the disbelievers' rejection and mockery. It's a testament to the virtue of patience, a virtue that is often tested in the face of adversity. These verses of Surah Al-Qalam, these divine words, they're not just verses to be read and forgotten. They're lessons, they're reminders, they're reassurances and warnings. They are meant to guide us, to help us navigate through this worldly life towards a path of righteousness, truth, and ultimately eternal peace. These verses serve as a mirror, reflecting our actions, our beliefs, our choices. They question us, challenge us, reassure us, and warn us. They compel us to reflect, to introspect, and to strive for righteousness. These verses leave us with a lot to reflect upon, don't they? So, what have we learned from Surah Al-Qalam? We've journeyed through a rich tapestry of wisdom and guidance, reminding us of the profound power of the pen, a tool for knowledge and enlightenment. The surah eloquently defends Prophet Muhammad, reaffirming his moral integrity in the face of false accusations. We've explored the parable of the garden, a poignant tale that warns us against greed and arrogance, and underlines the importance of gratitude and humility. The surah concludes with final reassurances for those who walk the path of righteousness, and stern warnings for those who choose to stray. Each verse of Surah Al-Qalam is a beacon, guiding us towards a path of understanding, compassion, and righteousness. It calls upon us to reflect, to learn, and to grow as individuals and as a community. May we all benefit from the wisdom of Surah Al-Qalam and strive to apply its lessons in our daily lives.